My boss terminated me and revoked my severance for refusing to work on vacation. I simply replied, "Thank you." The CEO actually dropped his coffee cup when legal read him my exit clause. I was 3 days into my first real vacation in 8 years. I was sitting on a balcony overlooking the ocean, finally relaxing, when my phone buzzed. It was an email from HR. "Quick favor," it read. "Can you jump online for a couple of hours to handle the merger data?" I stared at the screen. After years of covering for laid-off coworkers, pulling all-nighters, and sacrificing my weekends, they wanted me to work during my approved time off. I typed back a simple boundary. "I am on approved PTO. We can talk when I return." An hour later, a second email arrived. It was cold and short. "Your employment is terminated effective immediately. Severance revoked for non-cooperation and insubordination." Most people would have panicked. I just laughed, took a sip of my drink, and forwarded the email to my lawyer, Patricia. "See, here is what Horizon Corp forgot. 3 years ago, during another chaotic merger, I watched this company destroy people. My friend Daniel was fired the week before his daughter's major surgery just so they could save on insurance premiums. Another colleague was accused of job abandonment when she left early to visit her dying mother. I knew my turn was coming. So during my last contract renegotiation, I hired Patricia. She is the kind of attorney who charges $850 an hour and makes grown men cry just by clearing her throat. While the company was chaotic and disorganized, Patricia slipped a single specific addition into my contract. We called it Clause 9.2D. Legal signed it without reading it because they were too busy trying to look organized for a board meeting. Back on the balcony, my phone rang. It was Patricia. "Are you ready to ruin their quarter?" she asked. We hopped on a Zoom call with HR and Brian, the CEO. Brian looked annoyed, like I was wasting his time. "Look," Brian said, "you refused to work. You're out, no severance. Standard policy." Patricia didn't yell. She just shared her screen. "Actually, Brian, it's not standard. Can you please read Clause 9.2D of my client's employment agreement, which you ratified 2 years ago?" Brian squinted at the screen. I saw his face go pale. I knew exactly what it said. It read, "If the employee is terminated without cause during a period of approved paid time off, the company agrees that this constitutes a hostile executive breach." Patricia continued reading aloud, her voice ice cold. "In the event of a hostile breach, the employee is entitled to full severance, plus a liquidity penalty equal to 6 months of base compensation." Brian started to stammer. We weren't aware of this." "There's more," Patricia interrupted. "Furthermore, a hostile executive breach must be reported to shareholders as a material financial risk in the next quarterly filing." That was the kill shot. The room went dead silent. You could hear a pin drop. Brian's hand shook, and his coffee cup slipped, crashing onto his desk. If they fired me now, they wouldn't just owe me a mountain of money. They would have to publicly admit to the shareholders that they were incompetent enough to trigger a hostile breach penalty. "You can't be serious," Brian whispered. "We can't put this in the quarterly report. Then reinstate him," HR suggested frantically. "No," I said, speaking for the first time. "I accept the termination. I'll be expecting the wire transfer by Friday. And I'll be checking the shareholder report." 2 days later, the money hit my account. Full severance, plus the 6-month penalty. And the best part? I checked their quarterly filing yesterday. Page 19 contained a single, humiliating paragraph about contingent liabilities related to executive contract mismanagement. I'm still on vacation, by the way. And I ordered the expensive wine.